Personal choice segment tonight. A viewer warning, some rough video ahead. Now, I hate to sound like Andy Rooney, but have you ever noticed that when a liberal politician is attacked by conservatives, the media runs wild, condemning the attack? But when the converse is true, silence. Few Americans take the vile rapper Eminem seriously. He represents the lowest form of entertainment in this country and is a publicity hound to boot. However, his attack on Sarah Palin, which is very crude, seems to be okay with the media. Here's what's going on.
Well, I can be as gentle and as smooth as a gentleman. Give me my Benylin inhaler and 2 Xenadrin, and I'll invite Sarah Palin up to dinner then.
All right. Joining us now from Los Angeles, Fox News analyst Tammy Bruce. I could have played more of that, but I just think he's such a... I'm not even going to do that. You know, I don't want to get into the ad hominems, but it's so crude what he does. Kids see it, not adults. Nobody over 25 goes into this stuff. But you remember the women's group that came after me when I made fun of Helen Thomas's assessment of terrorists, alleged terrorists. You remember that, Tammy?
Sure do.
Okay. So the women's group comes in, and I'm anti-woman and all of this because I made fun of Helen Thomas about a dopey comment she made. Not one women's group so far that we've seen protesting any of this. Can you explain that to me?
Well, obviously, the hypocrisy, we've seen it for years, that whenever there is a critical comment made of women on the left, you're going to get skewered. But the difference is that what's been billed as feminism for decades now really hasn't been billed. It's liberal politics. And it's masked, it masquerades as feminism, saying that it holds the flame for women's rights, but ultimately it really is a disguise to attack anyone who is going to advocate a conservative point of view. Now, at the same time, in the presidential election last year, we saw a lot of misogyny going after women who were challenging what was going to become the leftist status quo. Attacks on Hillary Clinton and Geraldine Ferraro, and of course we saw it immediately with Sarah Palin. They clearly view her as a threat. And everyone on the left, including so-called feminists, are all right with attacks on her because she is the biggest threat to their status quo.
All right. Now, you're a feminist, correct? You remain
oh, indeed, yes.
a practicing feminist. Is that why you have the leather jacket on? Is that... Okay.
Yeah, yes, living the life that best suits me, indeed, yes.
So you're a
indeed.
feminist, and so you're involved with this world. Is there any honest feminist group in the country that puts politics aside, ideology aside, and tries to protect women?
Well, there is actually, interestingly enough, there's one. I've gotten a bit involved with it. It's called Smart Girl Politics. It is a gathering of women who identify as conservative, but it's about Hillary voters. It's Democrats who are moderate, who don't like what they're seeing. It's about feminists who really do think that the way women are treated in the Islamic world still really does need to stop, that we don't want to make deals with the Taliban because of what exists there, that this kind of misogyny, whether it's targeted against conservative or liberal women, is unacceptable and needs to stop. And this is, you're going to see these things emerge, I think.
So there is one group that's emerging. Now, misogyny, by the way, is a hatred of women or a denigration of women.
That's right.
Okay, now.
Right.
There's a group called Media Matters, a far-left character assassin group that monitors talk radio and monitors cable news, only going after traditional conservative broadcasters. And what they do is they record everything, they go over it, pore over it to see if they can find slights. You know them, I know them, many of the people watching know them. Okay. Now, Eminem obviously is on an obscene rant about Sarah Palin. Totally obscene, totally inappropriate, nothing good about it. Not a word from Media Matters, the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, NBC News, any of the big monolithic left-wing media, nothing. If a country singer, let's say Travis Tritt, made a song about Hillary Clinton, don't kill him. Kill him. Correct?
Or in this instance about Michelle Obama, if there's any kind of critique about anyone who is the darling of the left, you'll hear about it. And yes, we both have dealt with death threats. We both have dealt with the most vile of comments because we dare to be critical of certain people on the left. At the same time, the Eminem attack and the left's attack on women in general transcend even conservatism. The objectification of Palin in that video really sends a message about all women, that all women are to be used. It's about women who have power, women who dare to challenge the status quo, and that is now what the American liberal establishment says. And every woman out there who cares about the future for their daughters, every man out there who cares about his wife's future or his daughter's future needs to take a stand against this and recognize it for what it is.
But they're not going to. Now, there's a big entertainment conglomerate behind Eminem, a big corporation behind it. All of this stuff, nothing. Nothing. Can you imagine if the Fox News Channel or News Corporation, which is the parent company, backed something like that? So all I want to do in the segment is, number one, repeat that Eminem means nothing. The video means nothing. It plays before kids who are confused. But the hypocrisy and the dishonesty of the media does mean something in this country. It's out of control, and it's demonstrable by this. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, obviously. Not only does he mean nothing, but he's used as a tool to reinforce their bias and their hypocrisy, and calling it out is what we have to do. And Americans, I think, will see it when it's presented to them.
All right. Tammy, thanks.